Hello and welcome to episode 152 of the MisanthroPod. I'm Snipe, and as always, I'm joined by Wib. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm also joined by DrummerMatt. Say hello.
Hello.
How are you, delightful gentlemen, this evening?
I am doing okay. I have a can of Iron Brew, and I am ready to podcast. So,
amazing.
Wow.
How are you, Matt?
I'm good. I'm glad that Iron Brew exists. I can't drink it myself because it's horrendous, but
It's
I really
awful,
love that it exists and that people like it enough that it's still outselling Coke in Scotland.
Oh,
Like,
good. I'm glad. Also,
that's just
did you
not
know
a thing that you'd expect to happen nowadays, and yet here we are. So
the fact
we have
that
hope.
it comes out the tap in Scotland is amazing. But they
The
put that in
infrastructure
kettles of boil.
required
I know, right?
to get a carbonated drink to your house and for it to be cold. That's really, really impressive.
Or if you run it for the hot tap, then the boiler heats it up. But yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
hot Iron Brew. What have I done to the
sounds
world?
disgusting. Aside from hot Iron Brew, how are you, Snipe?
I don't know if I'll ever be okay again after hot Iron Brew coming out the tap. You know, like kind of like have you ever drunk hot water from the tap for the novelty of it?
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, and it's got that weird
I have.
metallic kind of like almost bloody taste.
I think
And
I
it's
got
not
it
because
beaten
I
into
had-
me too much that it's like bad for you as a kid, and now I just can't comprehend the idea.
Well, it used to be
Well, it's
like
a-
the whole because
yeah.
like hot water comes out of like a certain pipe, and it was prone to.
It's the hot water
something.
tank. It sits there
Yeah.
at like whatever
Yeah.
perfect
It's 'cause it
Legionella
sits-
temperature or whatever it is.
Yeah, it sits stagnant, well, not stagnant, but it sits still whilst being warm, so it's more prone to having like
Bacteria
bacteria
and
form in
shit,
it.
yeah.
So, you know, it's not advised. I don't know how accurate that is now, but that
Yeah.
used to be the concern.
It was it was as common as like the quicksand stories that you all got terrified of as kids.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys
Acid
also
rain as well.
Yeah, acid
yeah.
rain and quicksand. I thought, and like flesh-eating diseases. I thought as soon as I grew up and like went into the world, those things would be a daily issue for me. I don't know why, I just did. And apparently every other millennial is like that as well. And I'm like, oh, good. So it was just all of our teachers were just psychopaths trying to scare us about, like... Because I thought acid
think it was-
rain was like... I remember seeing The Simpsons, where Homer
Yeah,
gets
it's cartoons
his
we got it
bowling
from.
jacket.
It's
Yeah, and,
not
like,
it's not
he's
our
walking.
teachers, it's cartoons. We learn from the cartoons.
Yeah, but then the teachers were just like, acid rain will, like, kill your family. And I'm like, Mrs. Randall, is that true? And she's
Okay.
like, yeah. I hated Mrs. Randall. She was a fucking piece of shit. But yeah. Anywho, we were going to do the Spotify AI summary, but they've been a bit wank lately.
I think they might have changed the algorithm because they're just
It's
kind
too
of
good.
sensible. They're just like, oh, this is what they were talking about in this segment. I'm like, oh, all right.
I'm really upset because
right.
I miss when AI was just a silly thing that sucked and we could all make fun of it. But now it's like, I don't know, facilitating genocides and writing people's like CVs and rejecting people's CVs and making up fake jobs for people to apply with AI with, and also medically diagnosing things. And I'm like, oh, I just want
It's
to
just
dress like they did in Back to the Future Part 2. That's all I wanted, and we didn't need fucking some like billionaires wanking off and what does that person call it? Dinosaur lubricant. Like it's like we didn't need
What?
like oil.
Oh.
Yeah, you use like oil as like, you know, it's dinosaur lubricant. You jerk off with dinosaur lubricant. Everyone knows that. Don't be weird. I'm not weird. But yeah, it's just I don't even want flying cars. I just want a pit bull hoverboard. That's all I want, and I want to dress like Tom Wilson did in the future. And well, I guess it's 10 years in the past now. I miss my chance. Oh.
I will say that although we don't have the chance for the segment mocking the terrible Spotify AI titles, we do have something that we all did together that we should probably mention at the start, which is that we played
the orgy.
a gig.
We played a gig, yeah.
Oh,
The orgy's not for you know the viewers.
That's
to
for
know
the
about.
MisanthroPod After Dark, which is available now on our Patreon.
It
Patreon.
absolutely is not.
Because I haven't set it up yet. Oh, I wouldn't. No one would fucking care, and that's okay. I get it.
But yeah, we all played a gig, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun gig.
I think it was an incredible feat of engineering to fit 7 members of a ska band and a drum kit on a stage that was functionally no bigger than a front door.
It was tight.
We've been on smaller stages.
Well, yeah, but a lot of the time when we were on the smaller stages, you weren't technically on the stage.
Me?
That has happened many times. I was often not on the stage.
Recently, anyway.
And we also had one less member when we're on the smaller stages as well.
Okay, because we thought we were going to be one down because our trombone player was like, they said, oh no, I can't make it. And then like, they were like, okay, I'm on my way. ETA 2 minutes before like curtain up. And we're like, okay, we can get this done.
To be honest, I am slightly disappointed they didn't just rock up like
just
halfway through the second song or something, just like wander on stage.
Really
I was like, wait, what?
To be fair, the sound guy would have probably killed us all because sound guys just do. It's like, I remember when, what was it? You took out a violin or something like that during one like
a long time ago,
the sound guy pointed at it and went, what the fuck is that? And it's like, oh no, he's so new at this, he doesn't know what a violin is. That's embarrassing for him. I didn't say it because we were basically working together, but I wanted to.
That was at the Vic, wasn't it? Yeah.
Man, I hated that one sound guy. So everyone did. What a prick.
It's a long time ago. It's probably not there anymore.
It's like a snotty, like, Tory bar now. It's so cringe.
I think apparently they've got gig posters in the window again.
Maybe it detourified.
So I don't know what they're doing, because they tried to be a wedding venue for a while, which... I mean,
I want to give
context.
Let me give some context. Every city has at least one venue that is the place where everyone plays their first gig, or at the very least plays their early gigs.
Yeah,
the Victoria
all the 16, 17-year-old school bands play there, as well as older bands and they had some really good bands.
But
you could also just play it if you were a kid.
Yeah, so and that venue in Derby for the longest time was the Victoria Inn, which is near the train station, and so yes, that is the place we are talking about. And it then became not a gig venue, and it's tiny, so it's weird for going for weddings because I don't know a wedding for people that don't like any of their families.
You could never. It didn't have a beer garden or shit, but you could never get the gig stickiness because the Vic always had a gig on. It was the old faithful of our home city. It was like DrummerMatt and Webb said, it's like if you were like a bunch of like 15-year-olds who were like, let's start a band, we'll just be like that, those heavy metal gothic bands like Good Charlotte will be so good. You can go and you would get a place at the Vic because the Vic was like, you got to start somewhere, come on in, kiddaroos, and it was awesome. And you get like, oh, fuck, it was like Bullet for My Valentine played there. Like, you had like...
Biffy Clyro played there a couple of times.
Pardon?
Biffy Clyro played there a couple of times.
I was saying, you
compare
get
that to the size of the gigs they do now.
But usually before they were big.
Oh, yeah, yes, he's back in like, I don't know, 2001 or I don't even know.
If you had a good eye for bands that were about to blow up, then you could see a lot of very cool bands in a very small venue at the Vic.
And and that was the beauty of the Vic. And do you remember when it had the camo netting? I went to see my friend Violet's band there, and I think it was her rhythm guitarist got his headstock stuck in it. It was, and that happened constantly.
I saw about it. They just let go of the guitar. Yeah, just like
Just like, my guitar's stuck in the camo mesh. And I wonder why they got rid of it, because it was really funny. And then, do you remember when one of our friend bands had, it was dinner music for Hungry Cannibals? Because there's the stage there, right in front of you, and then just to the right of the stage was the men's toilets. Yeah. It was a classy venue, what do you want? And the bassist from Dinner Music, there was a guy who, rushed to the toilet mid-set. From within the crowd, he ran to the toilets. He jumped off the stage and chased him into the toilets and was playing behind him as this guy was, in the stall or pissing or whatever.
Because he had a wireless setup.
Yeah, because he had a wireless setup, and that was, one of the first gigs he had it, and he was just like, bro, I had to.
I could just do this.
And this is why you should never give a band member a wireless setup. Just don't do it.
It's not a good idea.
No, especially if you need to piss at like a gig venue, you are done for. Just don't piss. Don't ever piss. Because
just don't piss.
A bassist with a fucking a ska bassist with a wireless like setup will follow you, will chase you into the toilets. It's not a sexual thing. It's about power. It's about.
In fairness, Dinner Music weren't a ska band.
No, but like the bassist played like a ska bassist. Good. I get so mad.
Yes, the gig we actually played recently. It was Keep Flying with the headliners.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
they brought out a magician mid-set.
I
missed that because I missed most of. I unfortunately missed most of that set.
Half. They were on for like an hour. They played for like half of the set, and then they're like, as a band, we like doing things that we think not many bands have done before. So we're going to do this, and they all left the stage, and a magician came on stage and did a magic trick. And then the magician left. They were like, "That was fun," and then they carried on playing.
What was the magic trick, though? It
was related. So their album, the album that they're promoting, was called like Time and Tides. I think I've got that right. So he had to do a tides-related magic trick. So he did a magic trick that involved like a message in a bottle.
Oh.
It was fun. I'd never seen it before, so they achieved their aim was to do something that people probably haven't seen before at a gig, and they achieved it. I mean, I've seen magicians, but not in the middle of I don't know how they define themselves. They're not quite
a music band.
But anyway, whatever. A band just stopped and a magician happened.
Yeah. I mean,
So.
we've
We've
played...
been supported by burlesque dancers, so sure.
We've been
I'm sure the
supported
magician
by
was really
stand-up.
Cool,
Supported by stand-up comedian as well, but never a musician. So that's pretty fun. It was a really fun gig. Even though I can say, in all honesty, we weren't as tight as we normally are. It was a bit of a loose set, but the audience was so
Drunk.
Engaged with it that it was just a really fun one to play. I think we matched each other's. I think that's the thing with a gig. Often it's about like you and the audience matching each other's energy. At least sometimes, and I think that was one of those instances where the energy like matched up really well.
I think the sound check song that Dicko sings really. The sound guy was just like, because that just seemed to be his vibe. But the crowd were like, because Dicko's mic check song is "I have a tiny penis," and he just sings that, and the crowd were immediately like, "Oh, a silly song about a wee-wee. Best band ever." And yeah, I think that cemented our unbreakable bond from that moment. And then when the song we finished on is also about dicks. Oh my god, we have so many songs about dicks. We need more songs about dicks.
Look, we have a lead singer called Dicko who likes to write songs that revolve around his penis. So,
or just dicks in
but
general.
It's not quite as bad as that sounds.
It's not quite as good.
But it
either.
also is. But it also definitely is.
It's not as good. It's not as bad as you'd think, but it's worse than you'd hope.
Yeah. But related to that, I guess we have another gig coming up in November. So anyone who's local or mildly local, the 22nd.
If you're not
of
local,
November,
we don't want you.
And it's an all-dayer, so we're playing sometime in the daytime in Nottingham at the Cold Store with.
Hey, we
who's
played
the
there
headliner?
before.
Risky and the Ridicule.
I don't
I
know.
think he's the headliner. I can't remember playing there before, but we might have done. We probably have.
It's okay. Stop. I got so fucking mad at the gig for this because every fucking person that came up, you got another gig. Someone would say the 23rd, someone would say the 22nd. You just said the 22nd. It's the 23rd.
Okay, it's in the band calendar on the 22nd. But cool,
okay, then
23rd.
everyone else did it wrong, and I'm the only person who did it right. So get on that for the band.
Everyone is very confused about when this gig is happening. But at some point, a gig is happening.
We're playing both days because we can't risk missing one. So I guess we're just showing up and doing that. Then that's cool.
I'm gonna look on their website.
Watch it be like TBA.
Doesn't go beyond June.
This year?
I lie. It has. It has August in as well.
Okay. Okay, good.
Just in case I want to time travel and watch some bands, that's cool.
We will have more episodes before that, so it's fine. We don't need to find it out this second, because we do need to get on to the actual meat and potatoes of this podcast.
Oh, I could eat some meat and potatoes. It's a gym day, so I'm starving. DrummerMatt!
Yes?
What have you been up to?
DrummerMatt.
Looking up this gig, sorry, I'm distracted.
Wow. Oh,
no, it's not on the website. Okay,
I
who
forgot
knows?
you can't do anything. Is it the 23rd?
It's not on the Cold Store website either, so I mean, who knows? But there's a poster of it somewhere. We'll share it on the socials that we don't have.
I wonder why we had trouble with audience showing up. Like, oh yeah, we might have a gig on the 22nd or 23rd. We're not really sure. It's not on either website, and it might be on a poster. That's fucking ARG level fucking insanity. It's call this number and then decipher that noise, because it's basically a JPEG into MP3, and then it's also Morse code, and it's just, check the fucking website, we don't know.
It means that only the most dedicated can even figure out when a gig is happening.
Mate, even half the band can't figure it out. That's, seriously.
That's dedication. We're really going to see who in the band is really dedicated to figure out when this gig that we are playing actually happens.
This is like a fucking weird purity test. DrummerMatt.
Yeah.
Yes.
What have you been doing?
Things. I've been... Okay, I'll put my phone... Yeah,
Always on the phone.
No, I'm just trying to find the poster. I have... Oh, I've painted a model.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just one?
I know, but I feel like... 1.5. But I feel like the hardest bit is it's trying to work out... See, my downside. So I've done the double undercoat thing.
Oh, the
zenith highlighting.
Yes.
Yeah, that bit.
But the issue is that, which I don't like, and it's possibly because I'm out of practice at spraying, although that is literally my job, so possibly not. But either way, I think I've lost a little bit of the detail with the double thickness layer of spraying. Yeah. So it just meant I had to it was quite a little bit tricky to work out, which bit was sleeve and then which bit was hand, and you know what I mean, with the overlap bits. I'd say, but I think now I've got one that I'm quite happy with. And the speed paints, I can't. I'll know one on the audio.
Them on
I think most people do the thing. So this is the one I've not quite finished, but I love how the speed paints.
Oh, that's got so much depth, dude.
You could spend so long doing this, and I would never make it look that good. And this isn't the best. The lighting's not the best, obviously. But it's I don't know. It's you just do it. It's quick and it's great. So
that looks
it's really deep.
If my crotch is interrupted while I'm
it was your juicy nipples, which I recommend.
This is the one I've just about finished.
Ooh,
that looks great.
That blue and purple looks so good. The orange.
So this is, I'm sort of trying out, and I've left I can't work out. I really like the sort of the. This is the dry brush look on the over the undercoat on the thing. It sort of looks unpainted, but also I wanted to leave it on there to show myself what it was like. So I was pretty happy with it.
No,
I think the white really
and I was like, it kind of pops. Really well. And this is hopefully quite simple, so I'm quite enjoying it.
Yeah,
that looks great, dude.
So I'm going to have another go with the rest of these. This one, it's a bit darker than I was hoping on some of the purples and things. So on the next one, I did more dry brushing of the white, so it's heavy, a heavier dry brush, just to see what it comes out like. And I think I'm a bit happy with that. But yeah, either way, I've started, and I think I was building up a bit and being I'm telling myself that these are test models because they're probably not going to go in my army. But still, I was like, but if I don't get it perfect, I was like, but no, don't just do the thing. Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Done is better than
but
perfect.
It took me a little bit of effort to get over that hump. But I think now I've done the first one, I can hopefully get into it. But the other fun thing I've been doing is Kiddo, our oldest, who is currently 5, so dramatically too young for this really, but start him young, wants to have a go as well because he saw what I was doing, and I was like, "Ooh, this is fun." So I dug out some of my old Empire models from when I was a kid, and got him to have a go, and he sat there for an hour painting this. I'll show you. It's it's a 5-year-old painting it, but
oh wow, check it out.
Hey, that's really
it's better than my first models, which I did when I was 12, 13. My paints, he really wanted the yellow for the arms, and the only yellow that I had was an old layer one, so it's kind of obviously it's gone into the But like, and I was just like, oh, this is great. So he popped into town the other day to Games Workshop, and I got him the they do a starter set.
Yeah,
so I got him 3.
You sent us
Infernus Marines. I don't know. I figured painting Marines would be a good start.
Yeah.
And then he's got a few little pots of paints that are his and things. So I was like, oh, this is nice. I wasn't expecting. I was kind of gonna do this at some point. But I was like, 5 is dramatically too young. But you know what? If it sits him like still, he doesn't sit still for that long and concentrate. And I was like, you know what? This is great.
It's like,
so that's been really fun.
Our youngest niece, she's like 5, and she's because Webb, have you got the model she painted? Because she painted an orc.
An orc and a space marine.
Look at those.
Oh,
Well, let me
There you go.
focus. There we go.
So basically, your youngest kicks the shit out of her work. Like, oh my god, we should make them fight with knight. No, I'm joking. But like,
fight with Warhammer models.
Yes.
That's the next thing. So I'm going to get him to. We built the 3 models you get in the starter set. They're like snap fit ones, and the new snap fit ones are like, they're really nice. Like, they're really detailed, and they're not like monopose, and they're not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know you only get 3, and then if you get more of those ones, you only get the same 3 again. But compared to like the old monopose ones that you just stuck the weapon on and the rest of it was all made, it was like the fact that you could like sit and like push them together, and we didn't have to get messy with glue, and it was perfect. So once we painted those, we're gonna have a mini battle with those 3 versus like 5 of my Gene Stealers or whatever that it works out to be roughly even. See if you can comprehend dice rolling.
Is this going to lead
Terrible.
to another thing like when he came round here to see my Transformers collection?
I remember that.
What I remember so deeply is before he came round, he asked me like, "How many Transformers do you have?" And I was like, "I honestly don't know. It's probably over 100." And he turned to me, this 5-year-old, looked me dead in the eye and said, "That's too many Transformers." And I'm like, "Yeah, kid, you're not wrong."
Probably not wrong.
Because all I remember
I am now terrified to know what he will say when he learns how many miniatures I have.
I mean, what did he say about all of my like Jason Todds and my like DC Multiverse?
Yeah, I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah, but is it too many?
I don't think
no,
it's too many.
No, I think there is a level of decadence to the level of Transformers that I have. I mean, literally, there's like 5 of them back there. Made him judge me, and I don't think I'll ever recover from that burn.
Yeah. Also, all I remember about that, and I told my gym buddy about this, and he laughed. Was you were telling DrummerMatt's young'un all about Transformers, and DrummerMatt started sneaking a read at my my complete training guide for bodybuilding, because you were like, well, Transformers are fine, but I wanted to look at hot men, and it was all the same guy doing it. I'm like, yeah, there's that one that's Mr. Exercise. That's the man. That's the man who, if you don't have proper form, he comes and hits you with a 5-pound weight. He comes and what?
I was just thinking with a broom and just gives you a bit of a. No.
He comes and like whacks you with a grasp bar or something. Yeah, probably. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That made me laugh internally.
No.
But yeah, also,
I have been hobbying and indoctrinating in equal measures.
and you know, while Wibb's being burned by a child.
The other thing I did, I watched a film.
Ew.
A film?
on the streaming services. We watched Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
Barbie is a
I hadn't
better
got round
movie.
to.
Sorry.
Well, we were disappointed that Barbie was not on the on the streamings, because we were like, we kind of feel like we have to watch both of these vaguely together.
It's like, what is it, that Aphex Twin album where you played both of them? It's like that, Barbenheimer or whatever.
Yeah, which is.
How much have they like laundered Oppenheimer?
What?
How much have they laundered Oppenheimer's story?
Laundered?
I mean, okay.
As in, how much they whitewashed him?
Yeah, how much have they laundered
okay.
his reputation? Because from what I heard from multiple different sources, is that Oppenheimer was just jerking himself off because he was such a power trip, and the whole "I am become death destroyer of world." He's like rehearsed that in the fucking mirror and shit.
Yeah, I mean they were framing him as a commie or like, and they make highlight his like socialist, left-wingish ideals. So he comes across all right. Aside from the killing
death machine, the weapon of death. Yeah,
yeah. It's an interesting film. So I quite like Christopher Nolan films. I mean, they're a little. I don't necessarily big him up as much as some people who are like he's the greatest thing ever. But like they're enjoyable films usually. And this one, it was all right. It was good, but I feel like so it's sort of. Half the film is the, like, historical drama bit of the, like, the process of building the bomb.
The Manhattan Project.
Yeah, but the other half of it is all about the aftermath later on when they're trying to, like... Because after they make the first bomb, he then... Because his justification, and this is paraphrasing badly, but his justification for developing the first bomb was that he was of the opinion, or at least this is what he said, or at least this is what the film said he said.
Yeah.
So there's levels of it might be bullshit, but anyway, what he says in the film is that he envisioned this weapon was going to be so horrifying. The justification to use it the first time is that, and, I don't necessarily agree with this, but this is the justification used, that the war was going to carry on for some amount of years. That was going to cost this many soldiers' lives. This awful thing we can do now will stop the war, and the overall lives lost will be less. Whether you can call out the bullshit on that, and maybe if we lived in a nicer world with diplomacy and talking rather than killing. Anyway, but that's the sort of justification for the first one. Or the first two, because you have to use two, because the first one... What are they saying? The first one was to...
Wasn't it?
Yeah, the first one was to show that they could do it, and the second was to show that they could keep doing it. Because if it was just a one-off, they might have thought it was a one-off.
Which kind of puts out, like, the whole, like, we have to do it because...
But,
who else is going to kill all those like people, and we're doing it a favour.
And don't...
it's like,
it's an awful thing to do, so, let's not. But
I will say, if you want to see a sort of in-depth look into this stuff that is going to be more in-depth than an off-the-cuff thing on a podcast where we talk about what video games we've played.
Yeah, don't
really
take
good
our
video by the YouTube
absolute...
channel Sean that goes into the justifications and how justified they really were.
Yeah, Sean SHAUN.
With a U.
With a U, but spelled correctly.
Sean with a U.
Yeah. He is a little skull man with glasses. It really pissed me off because there's so many justifications and repurposing of what went off. Like I remember I went out with a Japanese guy for a while, and he was like, "I'm really glad that they nuked Japan actually," and I was like, why? And he was like, because the Americans did Japanese a favor because they were arming children, and those children needed to die, and then they would have stopped. And I'm like, so he basically this is a bullshit talking point to kind of whitewash history and kind of like soften the blow. It's like, oh, it was a horrible thing, but those crazy Japanese and making children be soldiers, which America's never done. And I was just kind of
the movie. Let's just try and get away from the history of the things.
No. But thanks for that recommendation though, because I will stumble over things here and say something that I don't exactly mean. But that's but then after they do that first, and his justification for it at all was that if this weapon was going to be so horrendous, once it was unleashed, there wouldn't be any more war because the weapons could use was so horrifying, no one would consider using them. So it would be better afterwards, sort of thing. It was like one of the reasons he justified himself for carrying on. Whereas actually, after that, it very quickly became clear there was going to be an arms race and everything was going to get worse. And he was like, oh, I should have seen this. And then
it didn't work out so good,
a lot
did
of
it,
time
Bob?
trying to persuade policy, like influence policy to not develop the hydrogen bomb with the more powerful ones. And then because of that, he gets framed as a communist sympathizer and gets his security clearance taken away and all this sort of stuff. But so half the film is like the development of it. Half the film is in the I think 60s, or the trial around. Or it wasn't a trial ever, but the sort of trying to discredit him and take away his influence and all this sort of stuff. And I feel like both of those would have been better films if they were just their own film rather than doing both slightly half-assed.
I'm surprised they haven't turned it into a trilogy,
right,
and then they've got like a TV series and then a Netflix series that'll get cancelled as like
the Oppenheimer cinematic universe was going to be massive.
Yeah, they were going to have
I don't know. I just feel like
Fortnite like you'd be able to play as Oppenheimer in Fortnite, and like your special weapon is a nuke. Very tasteless when you think about it, really.
But yeah, I don't know, it was just something at the end where it's like, oh, well, I kind of wanted more out of both parts of that film, and it just it wasn't quite as satisfying. And like the sciencey bit didn't go into quite as much detail of that. It kind of washed over most of it, and, that's fine. But then we were like, you know what we should watch now if we want some like accurate science done in detail but really well, let's watch The Martian again. So we've gone on to watch The Martian again because
The
it's just
Martian
like,
is so
see,
fucking
you can
good.
go into nerdy details about the science and be entertaining. That is a thing you can do. So yeah, we were just slightly underwhelmed, and it was also, I think it knew it was going to try and be arty. So it's done a few things that really annoyed me. Like, it shouldn't annoy me, but like, films. You film in the past, you put it in black and white because
you film the Mexico piss filter. Yeah.
This one, they did like the bit that was set in like the 40s was in colour, and then the bit in the more modern bit in the 60s was all in black and white. And you can tell they kind of just did that just because they knew someone somewhere will have wrote an essay on it about why it's clever.
That sounds like they were really angling for an Academy Award
trying
or something.
I don't know. It did. And maybe not, but it came across to us and to me that it was just, I don't know, it just didn't quite hit home as much as I was hoping it could have done. So yeah, and it was interesting just because I hadn't heard it. All I'd heard about it was the whole Barbenheimer thing. Like beyond that, I was like, I haven't heard anyone actually critique this film or like review it apart from
Barbenheimer
beforehand because of Barbenheimer thing. Which let's not even get into the insensitivities of it.
I think the only thing I really heard about it leading up to it, well when the movie was out, because I haven't got around to watching it, was people talking about how, wow, the sex scene was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, I heard a lot about that.
Yeah, there is just a sex scene, a couple of sex scenes out of nowhere. But, I mean,
and that they
have to have sex scene and boobs in.
Yeah, it wasn't like people going like in a prudish manner
or anything, which is
It wasn't saying like, oh, in a prudish manner, like this is bad. Just the way it's implemented in the film is just kind of weird. And that's all I know about the movie. Is a weirdly implemented sex scene.
Yeah, there is one normal-ish sex scene, and then there is one where
there's two. An Oppenheimer movie needs two fucking sex scenes.
Famously, Robert Oppenheimer had sex 2 times.
That man slayed
in the movie.
puss. He got fucking...
He slayed mad puss twice. Exactly twice.
Once apparently. Because the second time it was more of a kind of mercy killing apparently. Because it was so awkward to watch.
The other one was his current partner imagining him with cheating on her in the middle of the trial, not trial thing. It was a bit weird.
Oh god, I have a fetish of imagining my partner cheating on me during the Bikini Atoll fucking nuke trials. It's just that gets me spicy.
But yeah, it was, I don't know, it was fine, I guess, but it could have been better possibly, but also tricky subject matter to do well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Good on you for being able to get a movie in, and I recommend the Barbie movie because it's fucking... It could have gone much further, and I wished it would have done, but with certain themes, but I think it was actually a very enjoyable watch and had some very fun parts. Yeah, and Margot Robbie, I think... Harley Quinn, I don't think she managed that at all, because how the fuck could she? I haven't seen The Suicide Squad yet.
She's much better in The Suicide Squad.
Well, yeah, because, she doesn't have to be near Jared Leto, because I don't think anyone should be. Like, by law.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Her story also kind of happens over here, and the main story is happening over here, which kind of makes the sort of inherent, like, Harley Quinn being goofy thing sort of compartmentalizes it quite well, you know?
Do you remember when the internet collectively gaslit, like, a studio into convincing them to re-release fucking Morbius because it was so bad? And they were like, let's spend millions of dollars re-releasing it. And then everyone was like, no.
And then the next one they released was Kraven the Hunter, which I'm still not convinced really came out.
This came up when I was chatting to my gym buddy, because he was like, have you seen Kraven the Hunter? And I was like, no. And he went, don't, it's fucking wank. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And he was like, oh, he's like doing all this shit, and he's got like a stupid and he was going off, and I'm going, oh, do you know about the actual comic book Kraven? And he's like, no. And I tell him, and he goes, fucking hell, even that's wank. And I'm like, I know, why would they make a movie out of it? It's just so
all I
weird.
All I know about Kraven the Hunter, the movie, is that Casey Explosion on Blue Sky now, has said something to the effect of, my favourite part of the Kraven the Hunter movie is where he goes into a guy's apartment and takes a big old whiff of his toilet to get a scent of him. You don't know if that's a real scene I'm describing because you haven't watched it. But as far as you're aware, it's real. And I still to this day don't know if that's real. Because that would involve watching the Kraven movie. And I am not doing that.
I wouldn't even read a Kraven comic, they suck so bad.
I mean, yeah.
I don't care.
Kraven the Hunter is not exactly a high-tier comic book character.
That's what it's like. Yeah, let's make a movie. Let's make a movie about Kite Man. It's like, okay, the Harley Quinn show actually made him awesome, because if you're a good writer, you can pretty much get away with it. Yeah. But let's be honest, the majority of people aren't, and this is no slight on anyone, the majority of writers are not good enough to make Kite Man compelling. That's like let's have a gritty, like, movie or like villain origin story about Condiment King. That'd be fucking okay, you know what? All joking aside, like, I would pay money to see a Snyderverse fucking Condiment King movie, because it's gonna be like, I was sexually assaulted with mustard. And then it'd be like that in black and white in 4:3 for like 3 hours, and then people on the internet would send me death threats because I said I didn't like it. It'd be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you could also just, again, go watch The Suicide Squad that does Polka Dot Man on the big screen and makes him into a real character, which is interesting.
I have so many things to watch, but ADHD and depression aren't letting me, so I've been sat there kind of vibrating, wanting to watch like Back to the Future 3, and I just can't do it. I'm thinking about it, but and it would give me so much joy, but I just can't.
You need to watch ZZ Top again.
They spin their fucking good. Oh, it's so good. I love it. And why is the only guy in that fucking band without a beard, his surname is Beard?
Yeah. This
is a psyop, and I'm really mad. The CIA are fucking around in my Back to the Future, because ZZ Top were invented. Like, a lot of people don't know this. ZZ Top weren't a band before Back to the Future 3. They actually met there, and then they formed their actual band. Okay, if anyone's wondering, I know that that's bullshit. Don't correct me. Just keep the lie going. It's so funny. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way.
You got anything else, Matt?
No. That's all I've been up to. Snipe.
Yes, dear.
You be next. What you been up to?
Oh, I've been
apart from not watching Back to the Future.
I know, it's destroyed my life. I've been keeping up at the gym, which has been sucking lately, but it's okay.
Really?
I don't know.
Why?
I've just been feeling really lonely because I haven't seen my buddy in a long time, so I'm like,
oh.
And I've just been feeling lonely, and which has been exacerbated by severe depression. So that's really cool. Speaking of severe depression, I started playing WoW again. Yeah. I think I said this last time. But no, I've been like, I've actually been playing the newer expansion because it was like, I had some like voice acting money left over, and I was like, I typically get, if I have money, I'm so scared to spend it, but this time I was like, no, this is self-care. So it was like, if you could get, because I was 2 expansions behind, because they've got Midnight coming out, which sounds like a makeup. It doesn't sound like a World of Warcraft expansion. It sounds like a makeup shade. And there's the War Within, which was like the one I don't have, the one they're currently on, and building up to Midnight's release next year in 2026.
Is there any other World of Warcraft expansion that's just a single word? Like
Legion,
the rest of them are all like...
Cataclysm.
Oh yeah, Legion was. Yeah. No, shit, okay, yeah, ignore me.
I'm going to. You are being a fucking idiot.
Because in my head, I was just thinking like, Wrath of the Lich King, The Burning Crusades, Warlords of Draenor, and I just apparently just had ejected all of the ones that were a single word, even though Cataclysm is the one I played the most.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I really like it. I'm sorry. Fuck Blizzard, fuck Activision, fuck corporations, but and in Midnight, what they're doing is, and I think they know that the game's winding down now, because they've basically, remember in Legion, no, it was Warlords of Draenor, how they were like, here, have your own garrison, and everyone was like, can we have player housing? And they were like, no, fuck off. That requires us using all that subscription money to do something. I know that they do stuff. They don't need that much fucking money for how little they do comparatively. And then they're like, in Midnight, you can have customizable player housing. You can just have it. And if you pre-order it, you can get it you can get early access to it. So I basically went, because it's like, I looked at how much, it was like 40 something quid. And I was like, is that for what? Is that for the War Within? That's fucking outrageous, because because you have to pay per month. I was like, that's shockingly expensive for an expansion. And then it was like, oh no, it's just to catch you up. So that includes your pre-order for Midnight, but also the War Within as well. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. That's good then. Sure. Excellent. So that's going to be fun. A couple of my friends have started playing again, so that's really nice.
Oh, nice.
My friend Violet, she started playing again. And she's like, messaged me being like, hi, I've got a little fox person and they're really cute. And I'm like, I had to grind for fucking like the best part of a month and a half to unlock those things. But now like new players just get them, I guess. But that's fine. I also don't care. That's completely fine. It's absolutely unreasonable and like burnout grindy level to kind of push someone into, oh, well, you need to, especially if it's not the current expansion, it's like, oh, well, you need to get exalted with this faction before you're allowed to play as one of the characters. That's fine. I don't mind that unlocking after a while. I've got no problem. Like, I remember how, like, with Death Knights, you could only have one per realm, and you had to have a maximum level, I think, was it 60? A level 60 character to even be able to unlock one. And you could have one per realm. Now you can have, like, an entire realm of them, and you can start off with a Death Knight if you want. I think. No. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've started now. Yeah. I think you have to...
You had to, like, get to a certain level because Death Knights didn't start at level 1.
Well, they used to start at level, like, 50
Is it
or 60.
55?
It was 55 they started, because you could do Hellfire Ramparts basically immediately.
Yeah.
So you got to that when you were leveling, and suddenly every tank was a fucking Death Knight who's just like, hello, it's the first time I've ever tanked. And I'm like, yeah, is it? I can't tell. Oh my god, the memories. But yeah. So I've been enjoying that. I've deleted a bunch of alts because medication is a life changer. But no, what they've done, and I love this as a person who uses WoW to cope with stress. They've made it so that now you have a warband, which is basically your entire account of characters, regardless of realm or whatever. And you have they've kind of done away with void storage and stuff. DrummerMatt, you won't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it's like a special... it was like a special...
I played WoW for a good few years.
Did they have void storage when you were playing?
Yeah.
Well, it was with the transmogging. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no. Basically, they've merged that into your bank. So you have multiple bank slots of your own. And then you have your warband bank, which is quite expensive. It's like $1,000 to unlock, whereas to unlock the bank, it costs like $1. But you basically... It's so easy to get money now. And, like, it's really quick to level now as well. So, you know. But that means that you can... all your characters, regardless of realm or, faction... can have access to your warband bank, which is like, if you remember guild banking, because a lot of people would make their own guild, like get their own guild charter signed, get like 3 or 4 people to sign it, and then kick them all out so they'd have a big bank. and you could also put money in it. You can do that with your warband bank and your normal bank now as well. So if, say, you're deleting an alt and you're like, well, they've got a few grand, oh, I don't have anyone on this realm, I can't send that money across realms. Yeah, you just put it in your warband bank. Boom, there you go. And then you can basically put everything down to the copper in there. You can also put, there's soulbound stuff, which is obviously, you know, stuff that you can't send to even alts. But they've kind of shifted it, so a lot of the older soulbound kind of stuff is now warband kind of bound to up to a certain degree. So it's like, I really like that. I think that's really cool as someone with a lot of alts. I don't have to fuck around logging in and logging out and sending money over and you know, and going in and buying bags or looking for materials. I can just go to my warband bank when I create a new character and get to a town and be like, okay, I'll take out 100 and I'll go do XYZ. Boom, there we go. And I really like how, I am someone who absolutely loves running through old content, like old raids, old dungeons, like old areas, stuff like that. I love running old content with a max level character and just collecting like mount farming. I really enjoy that. I love achievement farming and I'm
sorry for infecting you with the mount farming disease.
Oh no, it's okay. I have ADHD and autism. I was going to be there anyway.
Yeah, you're going to get there. I think I just accelerated it. Yeah. Because I was a big mount farmer.
Yeah. So you know, and I got you know, I'm going through the old the old Lich King raids and stuff, and it's so fun. Just getting transmog stuff. And the big thing that used to piss me off was I'd go through, say, with my mage, and I'd go and walk through an old raid, and I'd get a really cool plate, a piece of plate armor that I could not wear, and I'd be like, well, I should have come through on my on my warrior or death knight and done it, and then hope that it drops again. No, now, and I love this so much. When you collect something that you haven't collected the appearance of for your transmog, because you have a transmog kind of appearance collection, it's like a mount collection thing, but it just shows you what appearances you've collected. If you sell it, say I run through the Firelands and with my mage and I get a bunch of plate and I get a bunch of weapons I can't use, then I just go and sell them to a vendor. When I've sold a piece of plate armor that I haven't collected the appearance of, it just adds it to my appearance book anyway. And I'm like, nice. Because you used to have to equip it as a character that could wear it. Obviously, you couldn't equip it otherwise. And now it's oh no, you've sold it to it. Yeah, no, you had that appearance. And I'm like, this is making my life so much fucking easier. And I don't know when they added this, but it was quite a while ago, I think. You can transmog the appearance of greys and whites. The really basic kind of shitty items. And I went and cleared out a Gilnean, a Worgen alt the other day. And I sold a bunch of her starting gear, which is quite nice. Because it's basically I don't know, it was fancy stuff. Cataclysm, they started coming in with the high-res kind of textures, and it was really obvious. And I sold a bunch of those. And it's they've added this to your appearance. And I'm like, after so long, yes, it's beautiful. You can also go to the hairdressers in WoW. They used to have to pay for a gender change, but they've just literally you can get SRS at the fucking hairdressers now. It's awesome. Azeroth is woke as fuck, and I am here for it. Let's go. And my friend Violet, she was like, oh yeah, by the way, my night elf, he's realized some things about himself now, and her name is and I'm like, I love it. That's amazing. And it's just, that's so fucking cool. You still have to pay for stuff like name changes, but yeah, whatever. And you can, because with my warlock Nathan, you can also go in and customize your demons. And I'm like, so now I've got him in the sluttiest slutmog that I could find, don't I, Wib? You've seen him.
Yes, his whole ass titties are out.
Is slut? Hang on, no, stop. Is slutmog a phrase?
Yes.
Yes.
Slutmog.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
but it's
Okay, carry on.
typically used
For the
in a derogatory manner, but I use it in a
Right.
Yas Queen, you go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you can
for
typically
people
it's,
just for people that don't know, it is a combination. It's saying slutty transmogs.
it's a portmanteau of
to
slutty and transmog.
transmogrifications of the gear to make it look as revealing as possible.
Yeah.
Slutmog.
You can also transmog things to be invisible, so if you just want to be in your character's underwear, you can just do that. That's fine. But yeah, no, I got I can't remember. It was like it basically what Nathan's wearing is just a bunch of body paint and a loincloth. And I'm like, because they added, and I can't remember when they did, but the moment they did, I changed it. But you know the succubus, you can get like a succubus demon if you're a warlock. And it's obviously typical kind of like attractive demon woman in underwear who goes, ooh, and like smacks her own ass, which I always found really weird. They added an incubus, so you have like a big strapping like twunk of a demon. And I was like, I'm having demon twunk. I'm doing slutmog, and I'm going to annoy everyone who deserves to be fucking annoyed right now. And it's been great. But it's like Webb was saying to me earlier, because obviously Nathan was my D&D warlock as well, and like you came in and you were like, you know, I know Nathan would hate that, but he'd think it was so funny, he'd be okay with it. And I'm like, yeah, that's perfectly summarized. He'd be like, you know what, for the bit, it's awesome, and I'll do it. Yep. But yeah. So I've been really enjoying that.
I appreciate that. I will go quite far for a bit if I think it's funny. Stuff that will override my normal social anxiety.
Yeah, game respects game. But yeah, and like you can also do that with like you know, time walking dungeons and stuff, which I really like that kind of stuff, like bringing back older content. Like they like once a month they kind of go, oh, we're doing Lich King time walking, so if you do those you get like tokens, and you can go and spend them at the event vendor for like a mount or some cool transmogs or some upgrades to your heirlooms and things like that. And it's just nice to be able to run old content again as if you were running it at the time. So that's nice and fun. But I found out with the warband things, you can look at like there's certain like currency that is transferable, and I'm like, oh, that's good. So for my time walking tokens, I think I like over my account of like 40. Well, it was like 50 plus characters. Now it's like 40 plus. I had like 20,000 time walking tokens, and I'm like, oh, so I can just go get those 2 mounts immediately. Excellent. And you just go into the thing and you click on the currency and it goes, oh, you can transfer, and the character you're playing as can transfer your alts tokens to themselves. Which is...
That's remarkably, like,
it's so
nice.
good. I know, I'm like, this is awesome. I haven't taken any from your alts. I'm kind of used to having
to... I'm kind of used to sharing stuff being like a pain in the arse on an MMO of like, okay, how do I get this from over here? Okay, you've got to send it by this. This can't be sent, but you can kind of do it if you do this with this and then this. And I'm kind of used to always being a bit arcane.
Yeah, but no.
So just it just kind of being able to do it is like, oh, great.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, this has made my life so much better. I mean, there's some tokens you can't transfer, and I do appreciate the whole, if you have like honor tokens, which is basically the currency you get from PvP kills and wins, it removes 20% of them in the transfer. And I'm like, okay, that's smart. That is clever. Because you don't want someone like basically smurfing an ult. You don't want that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still going to be people doing it because PvP is the scourge of the earth. But, you know, it minimizes... It makes it a little bit trickier for people to do that. And just at least they understand that there is a thing there. And I'm like, okay, that's good. But yeah, I've been running through War Within, and as much as I was like, I've been kind of making fun and like being, oh, they saw Dune and went, wouldn't it be cool if Anduin was Dune? I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. And I like it when numbers go up, so that's good.
WoW is a good game for liking numbers going up. So,
and yeah, I played so much like Warcraft as a kid. It's a very comforting kind of setting. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that. And I want to go play it right now. So can we please get the podcast over and done with? I want to go play WoW because they added a new class in Dragonflight, which was that the last one? That was the because the current one's War Within, the previous one was Dragonflight, which is one word.
Another one that's a single word, I notice.
Yeah. Why are you getting weird about that now? Is it because now you've realised this? You were like, oh, it's so weird how they don't use like the letter A in any of their titles, and I'm like,
Yeah, now I've just realised that I apparently had just blanked a large chunk of the expansions out of my brain, and I'm like, wow, it just keeps getting worse.
If you're not playing them, you're going to. Yeah. It's fine.
Aside from the ones that I definitely did play, like Cataclysm.
Yeah. But no, and like they brought in dragon riding, which is so fun. That's like, you don't just, you can swap between flight styles. So when you're just kind of like, oh, I'll fly up into the air on my mountain, you just kind of stay stationary. But with dragon riding, you can't do that. But you fly at like, it's something like 800% speed. It's insane. I like, because when I got on the other day, because I have a mount that means that a person can, in my party, can ride me. Don't make it weird. I turn into a big dragon, and then a friend can sit on my back, and I go, let's fly to Tanaris. It will be lovely this time of year.
And then they ride you, and then you step on them, and then one of you comes. Yes.
Okay. Well, preferably, yeah. But when, and then they pay me 2,000 gold, which is not much anymore. Yeah,
it's all perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, it's fine. And like we were like typing away. And there's a few abilities you unlock, like, you burst forward or you, like, pitch up into the air because it's very momentum-based. So if you're kind of flying at a slight angle, you build up your vigor points, and your vigor points are what you spend to go, like an extreme burst of speed. Or do a barrel roll, which is my favourite. It just fucking launches you. And she's typing away going, yeah, I, did this, and I saw that. And then I barrel roll, and she goes, fucking wait. What the fuck? And I'm like, I'm just flying around like, yeah, what's up? She's like, I don't know if the game just glitched, but you, like, just spun the fuck around or something. And I was just like, yeah, that's dragon riding. And she was like, dude, that's so cool. And I'm like, I know, it's so annoyingly cool. But yeah, I've still got a bunch of, like, rep farming to do in Dragonflight, which I know a lot of people will find very grindy and annoying, but I relax with grinding and leveling characters and like doing that kind of stuff, and I can't recommend it, but for me it's perfect. It helps me relax. It's a good thing to kind of keep my focus on. And it was really funny because I streamed it a little bit the other day, and people noticed that I had the insane title. If you don't know, gentle listener / viewer, the insane title is titled so because you have to be a fucking psycho to attempt it. And I got that title before they made it easier.
I was about to ask, is it now, I presume now it is easier than when you did it?
Easier. I mean, like giving birth, like giving birth is harder than passing a kidney stone the size of a tennis ball. So that is easier, but it's still horrifying.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, they did make it. They did, like, I think when I started, I think they might have just, because they made it easier twice, I think. Because one of them was like, oh, you only need to get to revered instead of exalted. I can't remember what it was. And I think they took one off because I think maybe they sunset that part with the story, like maybe Cataclysm had like punched a hole in it or whatever, and that faction technically wasn't accessible anymore. I can't remember. But yeah, no, I did it back in today. I did see someone else with it today, and like you have they have the jump of the same title, like, the same hat dance. Yeah, you have that kind of thing when you both got the insane title. You kind of bounce a bit, and then you're like, yeah, bye.
For context, the insane title is achieved by getting your reputation up with several factions that you have to do very esoteric stuff with. For a very, very long time. To raise it a tiny amount, so it takes months to do, if that's all you're doing in WoW. And
it took me about 6 months, I think. But the thing is, I was in a real bad mental state. So that was actually, it kept me afloat. It kept me going. And that's kind of...
Ironically kept you sane.
It did, which is the weird thing. But like, that's one of my coping mechanisms is WoW. So like having just a goal and something to work towards it gave me the escapism I needed to heal. So, yeah, that was good. But yeah, that's basically all I've been doing. Because, of course it is. Wibble it! Just a little bit.
Hello.
What have you been up to, dear?
A lot and not a lot at the same time. I have a lot of little things to mention very briefly, and then one thing of a bit more substance. One, the gig's on the 23rd, by the way. I checked the poster.
It's in my fucking... I knew it.
It's in the band calendar now as well. I had to change it. Sorry, I couldn't concentrate on anything till I thought of that.
Actually,
speaking of, went to a gig myself with my brothers and my dad.
That was so sweet.
Which was a couple of bands. One called Skies Turn Black, who had a keytar. So great.
Rock on. We need a keytar.
Would kind of like to see them again, where everything was either 10% louder or quieter in the mix, because everything was 10% too loud or too quiet. Just happens at gigs sometimes, but you're sitting there going like, I think I'd. No, it's just they're not.
No,
it's balanced
just
right.
Okay. So I'm gonna like publicly shame you, because this is something I've been trying to do for a while. You need to use ear protection, because you are the only you
do.
Out of all three of us.
I do.
You don't use it, and you're like, no, I like it when I'm sitting in nature and I hear it. It's just really relaxing, it's good.
I do not notice that. But all I'll say is that it was the mix was just a bit off, and it kind of took until like the last song before they finally dialed it in. Possibly because the person who was the sound guy was seemingly also working the bar, the poor bastard. So he's not exactly going to have his he can't put his whole ass into it, and I'm not judging him for that.
He's got one cheek in each
Yeah, exactly.
What? Oh my god, that poor guy.
But they were pretty fun, and again, it's always fun when a keytar gets busted out. And the actual band were a band called Downloaded, who just played covers of the stuff you'd hear at Download Festival. So they played like System of a Down, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot. They just played a good Charlotte song, because you mentioned it earlier. Yeah, they just played a lot of stuff like that. Linkin Park, they played a Korn song. Oh, okay. And so that was really fun. Still watching The Simpsons, up to season 8 now, which it turns out that's the season that I am the most, I think I watched the most when it was on the air, because some of the episodes come on and I go, oh wait, I remember having taped this on VHS, so I've seen this episode maybe 50 times. And what's really interesting is that sometimes I will notice things that were cut out of the version that I saw years ago, either for time or... Okay.
Oh my god, yes.
The Prohibition episode, where they have St. Patrick's Day and Bart's got a big horn and a bunch of alcohol
alcohol in bowling balls and yeah.
But they do a whole thing about because people are getting drunk and fighting, and it's is this what you associate with St. Patrick's Day and Ireland? Now in the version I saw, and I had taped off, it was Sky One. It was on where I had it taped off it. It had a few seconds cut out, and that few seconds was when they're doing that bit. A British fish and chip shop suddenly explodes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see why they cut that out from the British airing of this in the late 90s. I can see why they didn't put that on there.
Spicy.
And there's been a few little bits like that, just little asides or jokes and things. I think most of them were just cut for time reasons. But yeah, just little ones, and you go, I don't remember that. That's interesting. Alien Earth, still good. I'm an episode behind at the moment, so I need to watch that. But yeah, that's still good. I released a new Transformers video, which I've not done one in fucking months and months and months, but I finally found time to do it. It is on a toy from 2 years ago, so it is neither charmingly retro nor current. So
that's please go always cover.
Yeah, please go watch my video on Flex Changer Bumblebee on the Wib Does Stuff channel, because it has got terrible views because of that, and because I haven't updated the channel in ages. So it was a bitter pill there. But still, I finally got another one done, so I'm happy about that. New Space Marine 2 update.
Oh yeah.
Kind of sucks as a new season pass. So if you want all the aesthetic
like
gubbins from now on, you got to pay another £30. But all the gameplay stuff is free if you've got the game.
Not like they could have been dicks about it, and they weren't total dicks about it, but they were still operating within capitalism, or should I say crapitalism? Am I right?
I don't like season passes. I think the idea of paying upfront for something of nebulous value down the line is a shitty business practice. I wish we didn't have it.
It's the precursor to NFTs of just buy this because of the speculative stuff.
Yeah. But the actual update is cool. There's new weapons. You can now use the parts from the hero characters, aesthetic things. You can use the individual parts on other things now, which is really cool for making your own custom.
Well, people have been wanting to do that for ages, so it's cool.
Yeah, they added a new operation, so the multiplayer missions. They added a new one of those that's really cool and does like Scientian nonsense, and you straight up just punch the head off. Is it an astropath or a navigator?
It's an astropath, yeah.
And it's just got
his
real.
Head fucking clean off.
Yeah, it's so comedically over the top. It's just brilliant. And also, I too have been doing some hobby stuff. I can't talk about a lot of it right now because it will spoil an upcoming video. But I have been doing some making some Gaslands cars. Here is an ice cream truck that I made.
Yeah, just like Mum.
It is not painted yet.
Stick your hand behind it just for a second, just so.
Oh yeah.
There we go, just for the contrast.
That's a cute little a van with an ice cream truck thing and like a
Yes.
bulldozer shovel attachment.
Oh, it's an explosive ram so that it can have the.
It sure is.
Yeah, there's mines attached to the front of it, but yeah. So yeah, I've been playing with that with the aim to play some Gaslands. So I've been having fun with that.
I'm going to have to come to your place and play Gaslands.
Absolutely come over because we've got the new rulebook and everything.
Yeah, I got the refueled rulebook. I think it was last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So aside from all that, all these little things, the big one I'll talk about is I started playing a game called Journey to the Savage Planet, which was a gift out of nowhere from. Actually, I think the last one I talked about like this was a gift from Hobby as well.
Cobolito just gets what you like.
I was like, this game looks like the weird shit you've been playing on stream, the Clash series, so I got you this. And I get that because it's... So, Journey to the Strange Planet is a game where you are, you are sent to an alien planet to explore it and survey it. The planet you land on turns out to have way more life and shit on it than was expected. And so you have to deal with that. And it's kind of in that sort of Metroidvania-y kind of vein where you go around, you get items which then allow you to go to open a new place. Because, I need the double jump to be able to do this. Okay, I've unlocked the double jump, I can get there. To get to the next place, I need the grappling hook. So I'm currently trying to unlock the grappling hook, that kind of thing. Now, it's a weird game, and it is one which I will offer this caveat for people, which is the sense of humor of it is a little bit lol so random, and
holds up spork.
I think it's one where I could see a lot of people playing it and bouncing off it because the humor's not going to work for them. I'm actually a little shocked it works for me. Because it does kind of feel like the sort of thing where I'll be like, this feels like it should be annoying me, but it just isn't.
Whenever someone says something about annoying video games, I either think of Borderlands or I think of that really shitty one that had the Rick and Morty guns.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean the ones made by...
Willikers, I sure am being fired, or whatever. It's like,
that was one of the Rick and Morty people was to do with that, which is why he's doing the voice of the gun, yeah. I forget what it's called, because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because famously putting, voice actors like that I'm thinking of like Destiny and Peter Dinklage, how he's like, oh yeah, I guess fucking go over there or fucking
in fairness, the guy Rick and Morty, like he was a voice actor. Like
there's that at least, but wasn't he also like a predator, so he can go die?
Yes, that is why he is no longer the voices.
Oh no. Anyway.
So it is that kind of like goofy kind of stuff, and like it has live action parts in it. Like you will be speaking to the CEO of the company you're working for, and he's played by an actual actor. And there's like adverts that play when you go back on the ship that are like the closest thing I can compare them to. The level of subtlety in the adverts in RoboCop.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, we're dealing with that level of stuff. So it's like, here is a sea monkey. Here, there's the one where it's like, oh yeah, it's like a sea monkeys thing, but you grow people to inhabit a tiny model mall, and it's like, oh, they'll go around shopping, and you can do science experiments on them, like by doing this. But also, if you get bored, you can activate Black Friday and watch them kill each other.
That's fucking great, though.
I think
amazing.
Like I say, I think the humor. I think it will. Some people will bounce off it, but the actual central gameplay thing is that you're wandering around, you're scanning alien things. Sometimes there's antagonistic things that you encounter, and you need to shoot them to get rid of them. You've got very basic kind of offensive weaponry because it's more about dealing with issues and like doing bits of platforming and stuff rather than a full-on first-person shooter. Combat is the central thing. It's just a thing you can and have to do. There's a couple of things in it that happen that I want to mention. I have already told Snipe these, so but
I like surprised.
I get to have a new audience with Matt, which is that. One of the enemies is a multi-headed bird thing, and when you shoot it, it behaves like a pink horror. So it splits into two smaller versions of itself, and if you shoot those, it turns into two further smaller versions of itself, which actually, on reflection, are I think the blue and pink is swapped around, but it is blue, pink, and yellow, the three colours, so they are the same as the flamers, actually. Not flamers, fucking horrors. But when you shoot them, they scream. They just go, ah! So when you shoot one, when one runs away from you, it's screaming. When you shoot one, it then turns into two things screaming and running around. You shoot them more, there's now four things screaming and running around. So because they run quite fast and your gun is not super accurate, it's quite easy to miss them. So you'll just be standing around and then suddenly running past you constantly because you didn't catch them.
That's what I imagine parenting is.
I believe so, yes.
Can you confirm?
There is lots of screaming.
And then you shoot them, then there's two, and you're like, wow.
So shoot something, then there's two.
Oh, come! Okay.
Yeah, come! Yeah!
Yeah!
We got there at the end.
Well, so did the come.
But yeah, so that's the sort of like physical comedy the game is sort of working on. It's not just the jokey jokes. There's also like a physical thing to it too. Like, you throw a food lure to these, like, I think they're called puffers, maybe? I forget the name now. Puffbird, maybe. Something like that. They're giant round birds. And
Pufflings.
Something, and like so you can make them go to places, and there's like these plants that are carnivorous plants, but they literally look like a jet engine, like for a mouth, and they just suck things in. And so if you get one of those little birds next to it, it sucks it in, and just like you hear like the sound of like a buzzsaw being used on something as it gets minced by it. And then it will be satiated, so its vines will recede, so you can get to a new area.
No, I hate this.
Again,
also,
there's like a physical comedy to the way the game's like the way you interact with the game, as opposed it's not just written comedy. There's like a physical comedy to it.
I thought when you said you threw a food law, I thought you said food law, as in, this apple founded the Soviet Union in and I was like, it took me a moment to realize that you say lure and law the same. So I was like...
Law. Close enough, yeah.
Yeah, close enough, yeah. I was just like, food law.
I'll start overpronouncing it with lure.
I remember I said June once, and Dicker was like, "Whoa, it's August," and I was like, "No, you idiot!"
I have had to make the distinction.
Thing.
I have had to make the distinction between the series Doom and the series Dune in close proximity too many times to not try overpronounce Dune, so that people know exactly what I'm saying. The other thing I want to mention about Journey to the Savage Planet is so I was walking around and I noticed that my characters' sounds, because they hadn't been talking but they had been making sound like vocalizations, sounded a bit weird. And, like, if you... And you know how, like, in a lot of games you run and you can run for about 4 to 5 seconds before your character's like... It's a kind of common thing in games. And my character was doing that, and I was like, okay, whatever. But it sounded weird, and I thought it was because it was coming through, like, a grill on a face. It was like, this is sounding more like like a dog panting. Like, that sounds a bit weird. Okay. But I'm like, okay, it's coming through a grill, so I can understand how it could distort it and sound a bit like that. And then I started noticing that when they were, like, getting hurt, they'd yelp. Also like a dog. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why do I sound like a dog? And then I remembered... Earlier on in the game, you take right at the start, you take a psychological test to make sure that you are suitable for this thing, which of course is being done to you as you arrive on the planet, because the whole thing is like nudge nudge, wink wink. Capitalism. Isn't capitalism silly? You know, and so you take it, and it's like, to basically confirm you haven't lost your mind, can you please select which one of these pictures is you? And the pictures on display are these Photoshop pictures of people who I presume are probably the devs, but like Photoshop, so they all look a bit wrong. Like the mouth's a bit too big, one of the eyes is a bit too big, the nose is too small. Like they've
watch them not be photoshopped, and you're just making fun of people, like for how they look.
And they're all wearing like you know, there's a lot of like mullets and things on display. Like it's intentional. They're all supposed to look a little weird. And then one of them is a perfectly ordinary German Shepherd. So of course, when it said "Who are you?" I selected that because I thought it would be because I didn't think it would do anything, and then because it's like a psychological test, and I thought that might have a fun thing, and then I forgot about it until an hour later when I'm going, "Why does my character sound like a dog?" Wait,
fucking you accidentally joked your way into being fucking into puppy play. I cannot. Does my character talk in this game? I don't know. Maybe they do. Lisa, the dog is barking.
Yeah, but all I'm hearing is the dog. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm not. I think the game says I'm like 30% of the way through the game. But I'm having fun. And yeah, so it's a cool one. It's a cool little game. It's very, very vibrant, very colourful. It is, and if the comedy does annoy you, then you can probably just turn the vocals off, I guess.
You can probably turn the game off if you really wanted, I guess. But
that is also an option. But yeah, I'm enjoying it anyway. But that is I wrap up my segment with that. So
on to the questions.
Questions.
And if you have any questions,
we have an amount of.
Yes, if you have any questions or threats or weird dreams you've had, don't send those in. We won't read them. Well, DrummerMatt won't, and then he won't tell us about them. Send them to TheDrummerMatt@gmail.com, and we will fulfill your prescription with some degree of accuracy. if you have so requested.
Okie dokie. First up, Sentient Hair.
Hi, Sentient Hair.
Hello once more.
Hello.
What
Is
are your
name?
favourite spoonerisms?
Favourite spoonerisms?
I had a good one the other day that came up, and
Fairly
one of the
jish.
words would have been spoonerized to fuck, but I can't remember. Was it? Oh, it was a really good one, and it came up the other day, but I can't remember
It's
what it
a
was.
good question, because it's so fucking weird.
I legitimately...
I know,
Do you not know?
Mida Span is fun.
Oh, Midas. Oh, okay, Spider-Man,
Instead
yeah,
of
okay.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not strictly speaking a spoonerism, but every time anyone on the news said Jeremy it was hilarious.
That was pretty
Because
funny.
he's a
Yeah.
It's not strictly a spoonerism, because it's not, his name isn't
It's more just
Keremy, or whatever. Yeah. But,
Keremy Junt.
that was a really
That
good. That's
sounds
annoying. There was
worse than the C
We had a
word.
really good one the other day, and I can't. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
I don't know, I like Hentient Sare. For some reason I for some reason thought that hair started with that Sentient started with J. I wanted to say
Gentient.
J, and I was like Gentient hair. I don't know what is happening. I've had my creatine. I should, like, my brain should be working. Maybe this is just as good as it gets.
I don't think. I honestly don't think. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any spoonerisms that come up much in my life.
And I like
Flutterby,
it when
yeah, that's always
kids
a cute
say
one.
That's a
Flutterby,
nice
and that's
one.
always really sweet when they do it.
Yeah. Let's go with Flutterby. It's adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think that's too cute for the intent of this question, but
yeah. They probably wanted like Joe Blob or something like that.
yeah. Right. Question the second. Warhammer Transformers.
Oh,
What
hi,
40k
Warhammer
characters?
Transformers.
No. There's still
Okay, this is still
sentient
by
hair.
Gentient Jer. Yes, we love you.
Yeah.
Gentian Jer. Question on Warhammer Transformers.
Okay.
What 40k characters would you have transforming into what vehicles?
Karamazov transforming into, I don't know, just, you know what, just have the guy transform into the chair he sits on if you really want to go weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, Wib's like you know when your brain goes, that was so fucking stupid, I need to stop and categorize the hundreds of ways that was so fucking stupid.
a guy turning into a smaller version of the guy in
No, it's a
the
bigger
vehicle that he would go in is not an unheard of thing. There was a series of Turtles, not Transformers, that was like, oh, it's Donatello, and then he transforms into a Porsche that Donatello is driving. So what you said is not as deranged as you may think. That is literally toys that have existed. So, I think the more because I think that's kind of like a relatively simple one you can do, because you go, oh well, it's just, you know, you take a Space Marine character, you make them turn into a Space Marine vehicle. You can have there's Samael and have him turn into his jet bike, you know. Or you can have like Marnius Calgar and have him turn into, I don't know, a Land Raider or something. I think you can get into the interesting thing of like which Transformers characters would turn into what if they were in the 40k universe, because obviously they've had a lot of crossovers over the years where that kind of thing has happened. So you'd probably have like Prime turn into Optimus Prime, to be clear. I know there's a lot of them. Could turn into, I don't know, a Rhinox or something. The Imperial Guard little truck thing. Or possibly one of the Necromunda big like land train thing. That'd probably be a decent Prime thing. And Megatron, if we go by the modern things of him turning into a tank rather than a gun, then I say modern as if he didn't first turn into a tank in the 90s, but
Starscream
like,
could turn into a Valkyrie. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or like Soundwave is like, well, what could he could turn into? Something really...
All bets-
I don't know. I like Soundwave.
All bets are off with Soundwave because they've never fully settled on a standard alt mode for him after tape decks became very not a current thing people have.
I'm trying to think what Grimlock would be, and like I'm just thinking of like, I don't know, like a big squig or something. Or like a scythed Hierodule. Grimlock would be a sized Hierodule. That's the only thing that makes sense because I just like saying scythed Hierodule.
Go for the kind of Beast Wars style of Grimlock.
Yeah. Easy.
That'll work.
DrummerMatt, what about you?
I don't know. I feel like Bumblebee is like round and yellow, so it would turn into a devilfish in like original Tau colours.
That would be adorable.
Oh, maybe what's the small? Is it the Manta? It's not the Manta. The Manta's the fucking massive thing. What's the little ones called?
The
Piranha.
little jet things, piranhas.
Yeah. Maybe a piranha, because that does. It's not a million miles away from his Cybertronian original Cybertronian alt mode from the original cartoon. I mean, they don't look anything alike, but it's not a million miles away. That is a little hovering thing.
All right, nice. Next up, we've got Lux.
Hello, Lux.
They send a very supportive message offering hugs and...
Oh, thank you.
Well, no, virtual hugs or a stern nod of approval.
But can I have both at the same time? Because that's just weird, and I'd be okay with it.
Isn't that just a really intimate headbutt?
You'd need a complicated mirror system so you could see the stern look.
I know you'd feel it.
Oh, yeah, no,
you'd be like,
that stern.
And I'd be like, yeah nice.
All right. Their question is, I have recently acquired 2 Stormdrake guards for my Stormcast and still need a name. Do you folks have any suggestions?
No, I don't know.
I'd need to see them. It's like naming a dog I haven't met. Feels weird.
I will just confirm to myself, because I'm not good with what my Stormcast units are. What are they called? Stormdrake?
Stormdrake guards.
So I'll just double check which ones they are. Oh yeah, they're the ones flying who are mounted on the dragons. Well, drakes, I suppose.
I would call them, because I would call one of them Goliath and the other one Brooklyn.
Yes.
Not everyone will
The
get
Gargoyles animated series.
Yeah.
From the 90s.
And I always like Goliath
no,
because he was voiced by like what's his name? Because half of the gargoyles were voiced by like Star Trek actors.
It was incidental characters, not the gargoyles themselves.
Was it Marina Sirtis? She played like,
she voiced
the woman, the lady.
Yeah, she
gargoyle?
voiced that one, but the other characters that showed up, like the chief antagonist, Xanatos, I think his name was. That was Jonathan Frakes. Yeah, I think Michael Dorn shows up as an incidental character at one point.
I'm sure Goliath was voiced by like Keith David or something.
He was, yes. That
that
was the name I was trying to think of.
Yeah, Keith David, absolute fuck. I love Keith David. He's such a sweet man. So yeah, that's the
it also
Goliath
means
and
that
Brooklyn. And Brooklyn's just, I think he was one of the goofier ones, but I think they sound good. So
nice.
It also means that your Stormdrakes then have a built-in theme tune that whips. So
that fucking goes hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty, next up we have Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Ben recently finished their degree.
Oh, congrats.
Congratulations.
Dodge.
Yeah, nice work.
Where should they go?
You should go to your favourite restaurant and get yourself your favourite meal and really enjoy it because you worked fucking hard for it and that's the least you can do for yourself because you've done amazing.
I suspect they might mean slightly further
yes,
afield.
I think they do, but that is a good first step.
Okay. Oh, you mean in general? What did they get their degree in? I was too busy thinking and talking over you.
Doesn't say. Just say their degree.
Okay.
Where should they go? That is a big question. Like, where is a good place to be in the world?
There isn't one. Sorry.
It depends where you are, really, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, it depends where the starting point is.
Because I mean, if you're in the UK, then God help you.
Yeah, if you're in the UK, then get out of the UK because fucking hell. But yeah, the rest of the world ain't much better. But yeah, go where is sensible. There we go. I've helped.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You never could have thought of that yourself. But no. I don't know because I've never been in that. I've never been successful, so I wouldn't know. But I know that you're going to do amazing. You'll do good. You got a degree. Nice. That's half the fucking work right there. You don't
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, we've got Charlotte with a D.
That's the best name.
Aspiring muscle mummy. In brackets.
I'm listening.
Follow-up question from the last episode. We have 30k and 40k. How would you change things / how would you project things forward for fight weapon 50k?
Oh, fight weapon 50k. Oh, there's a lofty
I have
ambition.
a thing for this. Because it has been one of my long-standing things that I really want to, at some point, run a short role-playing campaign.
In fight weapon 50k? Future?
I'm not sure what what system I'd want to run it in, but to do a post the fall of the Imperium. Which would effectively the basic premise would be along the lines of the another Black Crusade happens and they win. They get to the Emperor, they kill him, and it fucks up the Sol system when he dies, to the point that it basically creates a giant warp storm that wipes out everything of the centralized Imperial infrastructure, and thus means that it collapses into a series of fiefdoms, some of which are worse than others. And so you can kind of have some parts of it become even worse, some parts of it be more or less the same, some parts of it be have parts that actually try and be good, and to sort of try and tell a story in that world where everything's in a little bit of flux. Some enemies would be a bigger problem, some enemies would be lesser. Like I was gonna say, like the weird thing that happened, because effectively when the Emperor dies, he becomes like the tear in the warp that happens because of him finally dying sort of creates something that works more or less the same as the Astronomicon, so there's still a beacon there. So the warp travel is still possible using it. And that thing is like, because there's a bit of lore about that it's believed that the Tyranids are being drawn to the Astronomicon, but this new version of it is like hateful to them, so it's making the Tyranids recede, but that's creating chaos as they're doubling back on themselves. So the Tyranids are no longer quite as looming a threat. But yeah, I have a whole thing of what I'd like to do.
That sounds amazing. How dare you? When you were starting off, I was like, oh, so you want to recreate Plasmo? And then it was just like, oh, this sounds like a Black Library novel I need to fucking read. Like, get stuffed. Fuck you. It sounds I
got a whole thing. I'd like to run a little campaign of basically taking a bunch of people from 40k era, and they get in a warp storm that transports them forward however many thousands of years it would be, and then they have to trying to like figure out the new lay of the land of the new factions, and like, because you'd probably have the Ultramarines do a whole Imperium Secundus thing, because they're always like 45 seconds from wanting to do that anyway.
Yeah. I would have been more generous less generous and said like 20, but yeah.
But that's kind of thing I've always wanted to do something with. I think I one day I'll just grab a bunch of people and go like, we are playing this fucking role-playing campaign, and I'm going to make you learn a system that I know you don't want to learn, but I'm going to make you and do that. So yeah, that's that. I actually do have dope.
Nice. Yeah, that was a better answer than I was expecting.
Yeah, that was incredible. What the shit?
That's like the opposite to
off the cuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Normally when people ask questions, I'm like, I fucking know.
He was like, oh, probably come or something.
All right.
This is the difference between something I've actually thought about and something I'm just doing off the cuff.
Nice. All right. Well, Charlotte also has a question for Snipe, so you can give a good answer, Snipe. They've just started going to a small transgender gym session that runs once a week.
Nice!
Doing an hour of circuit training. So they're really loving doing some stuff with weights, and they've obtained a set of dumbbells. I don't know why I'm doing actions, dumbbells.
Dumbbells.
Is it sensible to do some stuff at home, and how many days a week is it sensible to do weight/strength stuff?
Okay, so it is absolutely sensible to do some at home. It's always good to, because if you're doing it once a week, that's really good. But if you want to kind of get more like definition or more strength or whatever, then you've got to do it more often. Classic gym saying, abs are built in the kitchen, which is so fucking annoying that's primarily what you got to be looking at. But yeah, just focus on your protein intake. I think it's about, if you calculate, it's like 1.2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight is what your daily allowance should be. So good luck with that. hitting your protein and calorie goals is always very annoying. If you're, as you said, aspiring muscle mummy, so if we're going for someone like Rhea Ripley, which is a full-time job, be aware, that's very hard to get to. That's like, or if you want something a bit more manageable, you probably won't have to go too high in calories, maybe like 3,000 a day. And also, I'd say, depending on the intensity of your training, it's a good idea to, say, focus on, say, your upper body one day, and then rest. Or the next day, rest your upper body, do your legs, do different muscle groups that you haven't worked out, if that's something you're wanting to do every day. It's typically just finding out what your goals are, and then the reality of how it's going to be achieved. So if you wanted to be Rhea Ripley, you'd have to work out pretty much every day, and eat like 4,000 calories, which is exhausting. But if that's something that you're really passionate about, then you can absolutely do that. But it's all about sustainability and livability. So if you're kind of just starting out with weightlifting, I'd say you get your one big class a week. Focus on just read up on like different muscle groups you want to kind of go for, like a circuit training. That's pretty good all rounder. That'd be good for your cardio as well, if I'm remembering circuit training.
What is circuit training for those of us who are not quite as gym minded, shall we say?
Okay, I am going to, because from what my memory serves, I think it's just a type of HIIT. Training. I want to make sure, because high intensity interval training. So what I think it is just okay, yeah, there we go. So I don't know all the answers, but no, it's similar to HIIT, which is high intensity in interval training, which I can't really do very well because it fucking busts up my knees. But it's very similar to that, but it tends to target more kind of like strength building and like kind of more, it's less cardio, more muscle kind of stuff. So you're doing that's quite a blast. So I'd say, depending on the muscle groups working out, give a day's rest before or after, or both if you need to, and then just get your cardio in, because, cardio is unfortunately a necessity. Although there is an old gym joke of like, there's always that giant guy at the gym that won't do more than 5 reps a piece because he thinks it counts as cardio. That's really funny if you go to the gym, by the way. I'm hilarious. Just trust me, gym bros will cry laughing at it because it's so funny. But yeah, I'd say, especially if you're just starting out, maybe excluding your circuit training, maybe pop in like 2 days of lifts a week, and then kind of, because I always I'm starting out a couple of new lifts, and I always tend to severely underdo it for my first try, because the worst thing in the world is like, oh yeah, I'm lifting 55 kilos on this, I'm gonna try about the same on this new lift. Don't do it. If you haven't done that kind of movement before. I've been doing face pulls, which are kind of like, you start out there and then you kind of pull it into like a double kind of like flexing thing. I started out on 9 kilos on those, and that's like next to nothing, and I'm so glad I did, because if I'd have done it at what I could actually pull, I would have injured myself and have taken it easy, and therefore not done it. And also, I think it's also really good to, when you are starting out a new kind of lift, or a new muscle group, start out really low, because then the stakes are very low for you memorizing the movements involved. So if your form isn't perfect, which it's not going to be because it's a new kind of motion that you aren't familiar with, there's such it's such lower stakes. So yeah, I'd say give it a couple of days, see how you feel on your rest day, and just you'll again, if you're doing circuit training, you probably know all this already. So I'm sorry, but yeah, just get a feel for what your body likes doing and what your body has a bit of trouble with, and if you feel like you can do a bit more the first time you do something, don't. Wait till the second time you've done it, and then see, because then you'll have felt how you can do it, because you always overdo it at first. But yeah, am I making sense? I'm not meandering and being weird.
Okay.
I hope.
No, I think you got the point you were trying to do.
Okay, but yeah, try another couple of days, and yeah, lifting at home is very good. That's very cool. Because then, if you want to try something like, oh, I've never done a Bulgarian split squat, doing that in a gym on your own is kind of scary, but you can do it at home on your couch and it's fine. So, and also, you know, if you fall over, you're not going to feel as embarrassed.
What is this exercise? If you can do it on your couch,
well,
you might fall over.
A Bulgarian split squat is where you... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm trying to
Sounds
figure out
sexy and painful.
how to show how to do it without physically standing up.
Physically
I'm going to...
Yeah, no, don't show
Finger
it. This is
puppet,
a podcast. You need to describe
how
it with your
about
words.
I describe it with my words while I show you guys.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That is acceptable.
So, this is about a decent kind of, weight. So you put your foot there, right? You have a weight in each hand, and then you go all the way down, and then you get back up again.
Oh, that looks like you're going to break something.
It is appalling. So basically you
Either
stand
your body
there.
or the thing that you're leaning on.
Yeah. Rule of thumb when it comes to a lift, if it has the name of an Eastern European country in it, it will fucking kill you.
Yeah, okay. It checks out.
But yeah, so yeah, you stand there, you put one foot on top of like a bench, and then I didn't have enough space to lunge forward, but you basically do like a lunging squat with two weights in your hands. Sounds easy, try it.
And what muscles is that making bigger?
I think that's a very
Bulgarian ones.
Yeah, it makes Bulgarians a lot bigger. I don't do them, so I'm not very well educated on them. But I do think it's like around your quads and gluteus maximus. That sounds like a joke.
Legs and butt.
Yeah, makes a butt.
I gotta see.
While you're looking that up, we should probably move on to the next.
Yep. All right. Next question. Second last
the
one,
quads
I think.
and the glutes with significant assistance from the hamstrings and the calves. So it's basically just like a really good butt, thigh, and calf workout.
Nice. All right. Next up, Farglater.
Great name.
GW have decided to add a new race to 40k, and they have chosen you to pick the race.
They have.
As is GW tradition, you must steal the race from another franchise, but then make a slight change to avoid copyright issues.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
What do you pick, and what's the slight change?
Okay.
My new race, the Glingons.
My race, they are a...
You can give them a radically different name. It doesn't have to just be like... you just describe what they are, and if you want to give them a name, you can give them a name.
Okay, they're going to be called the Predacons. And what they are...
that is already a trademarked name, I'm afraid.
Okay, predicles. No, that sounds like testicles. They are called the Manimals.
That is also a copyrighted term.
Fuck's sake. They're called the Animorphs. No copyright.
You could just call them the Hunters.
No, that's lame. I'm going to call them the Jaegers.
Sure. That's distinct enough.
I'm going to call them Jägermasters, and and they're these strange tribal like Alamals that hunt Tyranids and humans alike, and they started hunting Cadians. No,
I mean the crew.
No, they literally just no. They're not
with dreadlocks.
The crew are dreadlock bird people. They're so different. It's completely different. Okay, you're fucking making fun of me.
No. I'm actually making fun of Games Workshop for the fact that you tried to come up with something for Games Workshop to rip off and they've already done it.
Okay. This is something that Games Workshop are too fucking cowardly to steal, and they wouldn't be that cool. So basically, there's like, oh shit. Okay, I was gonna underline the fucking story from Kiss Psycho Circus, and be like, there are 4 entities of power. You have the never mind.
It's like, oh yeah, they've already done that one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Crocodiles. How are we feeling? Okay. Crocodiles.
Yeah, crocodiles.
But they're mutated, so they have 6 arms and a tail. Right?
Okay.
Right? They're also, all of them are Cajun, and they all wear fishing hats.
Okay.
And they all talk about the Bayou, which is their god.
Okay.
Which is the 6th Chaos God. Bayou Billy.
Yep. I feel like what you're currently doing is inventing a 90s TV show designed to compete with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that has a toy line that's a bit shit, but you still want it.
I'm describing a character from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, because there was like a Cajun crocodile, but I'm describing the look of the crocodiles from WoW because they have 6 arms.
Is it Leatherback? No, it's Turtle.
Crocolisks. Oh no, Leatherback was one. Yeah. That
was it Leatherhead? That's his fucking name.
Yeah, I was describing
Leatherhead.
But also I'm giving it a bit of a Street Sharks kind of like vibe as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to have, and they're going to be called Car-Sharadans. Okay, can someone else take over? I don't know what the fuck.
Okay,
I like your crocodiles. Ninja Turtles idea.
Yeah, me too, actually. Original characters, do not steal. Games Workshop,
you make them tortoises, not turtles, and then they can walk better. And then
I'm not going to get into.
They can like do the, and they can death roll you.
I'm not going to get into how nebulous the distinction is between tortoise and turtle.
Yeah, but it's enough of a difference that GW think it's okay to justify doing what they're doing, right?
You know what I'd go with if I'm going to rip something off is I do. Because they have the whole Men of Iron thing in the backstory of the machines that rose up against man. I would be tempted to do a sort of like the Men of Iron, but the designs of them aren't just like walking guys, because there is a Man of Iron miniature that exists, because there's like one that pretends to be an Imperial robot, but it is a fully sentient like fucking machine. I would make all of the designs be based on just nakedly stolen from like 1960s Doctor Who. So like the peak of design is a Dalek, and like half of them are just like a square with a light on the top. So half of them look like fucking Chumblies. That's what I go. So it's like, this one is a sphere, but it's got like a grabby arm on it.
Chumbly is a body type, by the way. That's what the kids are doing now.
Okay, well, Chumbly is the name of a type of robot from like 1960s.
You see, I
think it's from the Patrick Troughton era, or it might be a William Hartnell one. It's from the black and white era, anyway.
I thought that you were gonna be like. And, like, these Men of Iron have, like, could disguise themselves as, like, anthropomorphic animals. And they've managed to infiltrate a lot of, like, Terran kind of, like, facilities. Like, you know, that typically cater to young children. And they tend to, during the night, they tend to kind of roam free because they don't think any humans or anything are watching. And they act as if when they see a human during the night, they get away with killing them because they have tricked the people around them into thinking that they're like not sentient and that they've been programmed in a weird way, so that they'll kill the human by stuffing them in like one of a similar kind of like anthropomorphic suits in a really gruesome and gory kind of way, and then they somehow make a lot of money for a religious fundamentalist who hates gay people.
Yeah.
Sorry, Karen.
I thought for a second there we were doing Toy Story, and then I almost thought you were going to go Small Soldiers, and then we took a hard left turn into.
Oh, it's
Five
definitely
Nights
a
at
hard
Freddy's.
right turn. Trust me.
Yeah. Don't give Scott Cawthorne money. He'll
He's
only
a
spend it on
fucking
awful things. So yeah, no. I mean, you could do that. There's miniature companies out there that are definitely going to serve you with that. So
Yeah, like serve
but yeah,
me,
Matt.
like, a summons.
Maybe. Do you have any ideas, Matt?
Me, I'm sticking with my Ninja Turtles.
The
Okay.
one that you stole from me, which is very in the vein of Games
Yeah,
Workshop.
exactly.
Nice
Yeah, I
one,
feel like
nice.
that's on brand for the question.
Yep.
The question.
Okay.
Right, last question. Controversial question. It says in the
Okay.
subject from David.
Okay, David.
First up, so there's a pre question.
Okay.
The first question
Pre-game.
is, and I'm only reading this bit because I've got an interesting follow up for this. First question: are there Starbursts in the UK? Which the answer is yes.
Yes.
There used to be opal fruits. It did lead me to just look in. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say you can occasionally do re-releases of them as opal fruits because they had a
they?
different set of flavors.
Yeah, you only get them in like B&M and other pound shops. So
Yeah, you tend to find them in weird places. But yeah, so if you can if you're interested to know the difference between a Starburst and an opal fruit, the answer is basically nothing. But the flavors were different. The standard flavors have changed over time, and yes, you can occasionally buy opal fruits.
Yes. Okay, well, it did mean me, so there's this tangent to the question, it didn't lead me to look up what the difference was between American and British Starburst were, and the general gist is that the British ones don't have all the horrendous toxic
don't have high fructose
chemicals,
corn syrup
flavours,
and like
Yeah,
arsenic
yeah,
in
and all
them.
that sort of stuff. Because, we have such awful bureaucratic red tape here to, like, make people say
Yeah, they don't
make
let us
food
drink
be
raw milk
actually
and
food.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the other thing I wanted to read out, because I was on a website that was comparing the two of them, and their third point, aside from that, why the British versions were better than this was an American who wrote it, the US version, is the wrapper. Because apparently, you could just eat your UK Starburst, wrapper and all. According to this person.
Babe,
which I'm
no,
sure technically you
no.
probably could.
It is not rice paper.
why-
I appreciate
why
that the packaging of an English Starburst has like the little papery kind of thing, the wax paper, has more nutrients and less carcinogens than any, like, I don't know, organic American food. But babe, don't eat it. Honey, no.
They do acknowledge
It
that
is
you're not meant to.
paper.
But
It's paper. You can eat it. It's probably not going to do anything bad for you, but that doesn't mean
gonna
you're
be
fucking
good for you
supposed
either.
to. That's like that's
It's like when someone eats a banana and they take a bite through the skin, and you're like, "That's my arm, Jeremy." No.
it's like eating an egg whole. Like, yeah, sure, I guess you could, but like, what?
why? But anyway, that's to the side point, but I read it and I needed to share.
Yeah,
But
thank
the
you.
actual question,
Yeah.
because this one always sparks arguments. What is your least favourite flavour of Starburst?
My least favorite flavor of anything is orange.
Yeah, orange.
Orange sucks.
Yeah.
Orange is a shit flavor for twats, and if you like it, then we are mortal blood enemies.
I don't
That's
mind
so
the orange.
harsh.
It's not my favourite.
What's
Least
yours?
favourite is strawberry. Because they're like weirdly
Really?
dry slightly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they
Okay,
have
now
that
you
slightly
and me
sort
are
of
gonna fight.
Floofy
'Cause
texture.
Strawberry. Okay, have you ever had?
Well, this is the point of the question. Apparently people fight over this.
Okay, I just wanted to fight. The question is irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I'm thinking
I am an
about it.
outlier and should not be counted in this.
I'm thinking about this, and actually, though orange is actually generally my answer for most things, orange is usually my least favorite
Yeah.
one of any like
Yeah, I
fruit
hate orange.
sweet that has multiple flavors. I think actually, in specifically Starburst case, I think I might dislike the lemon more because it does just
tastes
kind
like
of taste a
dirt.
little. It kind of tastes a little bit like a sanitary towel, but white, but like with a bit of sugar in it.
I assume you mean it tastes like how you imagine
No.
Okay. You know what? I mean, I realize what I really mean there is like a lemon scented wet wipe, like you used to get at KFC, is what I'm thinking of
do not
specifically.
put
you
those
don't mean
near
sanitary
someone
towel,
who is
then, do you?
ovulating.
Yes. Yeah, I realised that I was mixing up my words there to describe the wrong thing.
You meant a towel
I realise
that
this
keeps
now.
your hands
Okay.
sanitary.
No,
Yes,
yeah.
that is a different thing.
You
I
mean-
realise now.
You mean a refresher wipe.
Yes,
That's what you mean.
yes.
That's legally, tax-wise, what they're
a
referring
lemon,
to.
a lemon-scented wet wipe.
Yes, like they used to bring you in restaurants was like
What's a
a
fucking
lemon.
sanitary
Like,
towel? Jesus Christ!
no, they used to bring you like towels that had been soaking in boiling lemon water in restaurants. That's where the little wipes come from because it's like a cheap equivalent. Then
But
they
the scent
smack
of
it in the
those,
face and shave you.
the scent of those is like what the flavour tastes like to me of a lemon Starburst. So yeah, lemon's my least favourite.
Black currant's the best, right?
I'd say black
Or the
like
purple, whatever
red
the purple one is.
and
Is
the
that black currant?
purple one,
Whatever
the lime one. They're like the lime one is like okay, so strawberry, like red and purple is probably like S tier for me, and then you get like
I'd agree with that.
you get lime, which is like A. Well, no, A or B, probably a high B.
Are
low
they
A.
lime in the current ones? Because I thought lime was one of the unique flavours to.
Then what the
open
fuck
fruits.
have I been eating? What else could it be?
I don't know.
Cucumber?
It's all vague fruit. It's all
What other
suggestions
fruit
of
is
fruit and
green?
sugar. I don't know, actually.
Apart from limes, there's plenty
it
of
could be
vegetables. It's never apple because that's your favorite flavor, and I literally know every apple flavored sweet because I always Google them for you because I know that's your favorite type of candy. So no, it's not apple.
Okay, I will.
'Cause it's like
do terrible things for apple flavored sweets.
Yeah, I've been looking.
I like how everyone is frantically googling flavors of Starburst.
most people don't know green starbursts exist, but they do. Thank you so much.
Really? Is this a mystery?
AI. This is the AI fucking summary, so it's bullshit.
Okay.
It's lemon lime.
According to Wikipedia, the original Opal Fruits flavours were lemon, strawberry, orange, and lime. And you were right about Poundland because the retro ones came out in Poundland for some reason.
Because that's where all the
So the new
OAPs
ones
shop.
are. So the new ones are lemon and lime. So that's
Lemon
why
and
they
lime.
taste different.
I
Okay.
guess they don't do yellow starburst no more.
I think they just do the lemon ones. I think they
just do the lemon lime
lemon
ones,
on their
right?
own.
So it's just like a green one. But yeah, orange can still get in that bin. I hate orange sweeties. They're disgusting.
Yeah.
What okay, so DrummerMatt, there's my favorite brand of jelly snakes, which is like the Natural Company. Not sponsored, please get in touch. They do jelly snakes, and their pink one is like pink grapefruit flavor, which is ultimately the best, and I don't know why. And they have like
Yeah, the pink ones are the best ones.
they're the best.
Yeah.
The blackcurrant ones are also pretty good, and like I don't.
The blackcurrant
mind...
ones are nice, but I don't want to eat a lot of them.
No, but the
whereas
pink
I could
ones are
eat a
god
functionally
tier.
infinite amount of pink ones.
I too could eat a functional amount of pink snakes.
Functionally infinite amount.
I know what I said.
Anyway, are there more questions, by the way?
No, that's
that was the last question.
okay.
Oh,
Please
okay.
email in if you want to see us fight. I guess
If you want to see us have way too long conversations about different sweets.
Yeah, fuck it. Ask us to rank your sweets. TheDrummerMatt@gmail.com. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you so much for all your questions. They always cheer me up so much. It's really nice, and they're always really interesting. Like fucking Starburst questions. That's awesome, dude. Wow. Yeah, no, thank you.
We want to get into like the Twizzler red. Is it red vines?
Don't fucking
like
talk
discourse?
to me about red vine. That shit is the fucking worst. This is a Twizzler household, motherfucker.
And they're not even good.
No, but I like.
But
them.
I do eat them, but they're not good.
That's just American food, I think. Yeah.
At least the mass-produced shit.
No,
obviously.
absolutely. Like with the high fructose corn syrup just murdering us all. That's cool. But yeah.
I guess that's the thing. We only really get the mass-produced stuff in any given country
The
from
stuff
other
that
countries.
can,
It's the only stuff that can
withstand
survive.
traveling. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no. that's been another episode of the MisanthroPod. I'm sure you're all glad to hear it's going to be over soon. This episode, no, we'll never shut up until one of us dies, and even then, I've seen Weekend at Bernie's enough. I'm sure I can figure it out. It is fine. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.